Welcome, everyone. I'm Jam Valentine, and today we find ourselves at the heart of the Capitol for an insightful interview. It's a privilege for Life Invader to have this exclusive opportunity to sit down with Governor Nik Payne. We'll delve into his impactful terms and gain valuable insights into his leadership journey. Stay tuned for an engaging conversation ahead. Hello, Mr. Governor. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a fine day. It's a fine day, man. So I have a couple questions to ask you today. What have you done during your current term to improve the city?
We started with our promises. Our first aim was to achieve all the things. I'm very proud to say that all our promises that we made are achieved. The biggest promise we made was the tax code. During the master's term, we tried to, do something, but it didn't materialize. Thanks to the Minister of State for Treasury, Sandy Hellfire, and also the Attorney General, Popila Somra, we figured it out where the problem is with the tax code, and in a couple of hours the new tax policy will also be published for the business owners to actually know what are the things they need to pay and what not. So that was our major achievement. Apart from that, we started pushing on the events like we never did. But thanks to my Department of Treasury and his director Klaus Mikkelsen, Alex Poland, we could achieve as we speak 70 events. So that was never before in history. Apart from that, partner with Allied to bring out events for the public. I'd say nearly 20 million was spent in my 2 terms just for the events. This morning we cut down on weapon license prices.
Okay. So directly talking about the taxes in city, do you think the business tax is too high for businesses that are outside the city but are charged the same amount considering they get less business than ones that are in city?
This is where business owner has to be very clever about what he chooses to pay. There are two options that we are providing for the business owner to pay. One is the sales tax, the other is the direct tax. The sales tax is you only get to pay the tax to what you sell. Let's take a gun store. He's only selling 3 revolvers, say, per day. So he's gonna only pay the tax for this only those three. So for the business owners who are earning pretty less comparatively what the business owner in city are earning, it is very beneficial for them to understand this thing. For the first time, we achieved about 90% of the people paying taxes. Yes, there are always defaulters. We try to bring them to justice, and our fight still continues.
Okay. Sort of switching it up now. What steps were taken to ensure that public funds were used responsibly and ethically throughout your term?
I like this question because this was one of my major promises to ensure transparency. Look at the public announcements we made. Every penny, every dollar spent through the government was published for the first time. I've asked my Minister of Finance to conduct an internal audit into the finances of the government. They had a unhindered access to every file of the government. They went through every dollar we spent, and the report is out there for the public to view it. As my term is gonna end tomorrow, tonight my minister is gonna do an audit into this term. Before we end up tomorrow, the second report will be out and it will be there for public to view.
Okay, sort of to piggyback off that as well, what initiatives were launched during your term to ensure access to quality education, healthcare, and services for all citizens?
This is a tough question. The best thing we did for the education is the Department of Education was headed by Kevin Lamar. People who are new to the city, we asked them come to the hotel. From the hotel, we took them in the bus. We took them around the city. Our minister took his director over there, Martin Aston. They spoke to the people, regarding what are the things to do, how to learn things in the city, how to earn things in the city, what are the different organizations that are in the city, how do you, enroll into any organization, and furthermore.
So, sort of regarding crime, what have you done to control the crime in the city, and what advances have you made to resolve some of the current issues with the crime rates?
This is the biggest factor. The major role I played in these sort of things is how the government worked mutually with the other state organizations. Take, for example, FIB, LSPD, SAHP, and NG. So, for the first time, all of us are on the same page.
Okay, sort of to expand on some of the things we've already talked about, what would you say were your most challenging issues that you personally faced during your term, and how did you address them?
We had an NG general. who was not up to the mark. So we faced a lot of issues. There were numerous complaints that came in from the different state organizations. We had to address it. The general did not stay for too long. Apart from that, the internal politics in the government. It is very unfortunate for me to say this, but people in the government don't only come into government to work for the government, but they come into the government to actually make sure the government collapses. And one of the most senior guys tried to do this in my government. So it was one of the important issue to tackle with, and was also tough because having worked for him, it was really upsetting for me to find out what he was trying to do. So it was a challenge, but nevertheless, I've learned from Master how to deal with these things.
So, looking back on your term, what personal growth or changes have you experienced as a leader or an individual?
Everybody always hopes that there is a positive impact of whatever the work they do, and not in any not I'm not any different. I only hope the city keeps going up and reach new heights. And to be honest, I am a quiet guy, and I tend to remain calm and composed at any given situation. But this experience of being a governor has made me a bit aggressive. I'll be very honest. I've took few decisions in haste and then regret it. I'll be very honest. It was not a easy run for me, but again, having said that, the one who falls only gets up and starts doing the things again and does it better. It did take a lot of toll on me, but all in all, it was a very great experience.
Well, I appreciate your time today, sir. It's been a good conversation that we've had.